Hello there everybody, Allied Cam 1 back with some more City Skylines. Tonight we are continuing our playthrough of City Skylines. Currently we are fighting a few different issues, but the major ones have subsided. We are no longer in the red like we were before, and most of our garbage seems to have cleared up, which is a positive thing. The next things that we're going to have issues with are traffic, but it looks like a majority of the backup has been cleared out now that these areas have been, sort of cleaned up. And then the next one is going to be power. As you can see, it's currently at night, and I spent a lot of money on this big fancy solar panel array that does zero output in the night time. So I'm currently sort of floating around on the edges of what's acceptable as far as energy goes, and our citizens are continuing to complain about crime and stuff like that. That has been overhauled in this game, so I'm not too sure as to how it's going to work, but we do need to have a prison set up in the city somewhere. Looks like we do have a couple buildings that have been abandoned and burnt down, but nothing too much that I'm afraid of. Yep, and then the electricity goes out, and then the water and everything else is going to have issues too. So I'm just waiting for the sunlight to kick in. Come on, come on. Oh, I off screen I tried something real quick, and I guess this is sort of the what we reaped and sowed. So I wanted to see if I could cut it down to 50% during the day, and then have increased the budget to 100% at night. But obviously that didn't work out, and it looks like we ended up losing a lot of money because of it. So that was dumb. Let's not do that again. Yeah, okay, we're back in the green now. That was shutting down everything that we were doing as far as our budget goes. What did that destroy, actually? What's our income? Looks like we get a lot of our income from industry, so it was the ability to... it was probably shutting down our ability to export things. And then a lot of our taxes from residential and other useful things. It looks like our request for space is actually increasing, so we're going to need to probably develop a new area, a new district, and just deal with this power issue, because this is aggravating. At the moment, our choices are pretty limited. What I think I'm going to actually have to do is I'm just going to bow into it and buy myself something a little bit more standard as far as electricity goes, so that way I can stop fighting it. But alternatively, I could just keep plopping these into the center of the water. Actually, my reach extends all the way over here now, so this would actually be the best place to drop it now, but then I don't have any way to get the power all the way back into the city or to the grid without running a huge number of lines all the way there. So I'm not sure that that's something I want to do. Here is not bad, though. I think if I drop 3 of those, that should actually help us out okay. I will have to extend the power lines here a little bit. It doesn't seem to affect shipping lanes too much, though. Those are really nifty and handy for that sort of expansion, but they are, like anything with wind power involved, it takes a lot of them to sort of work in that direction. So, alright, I'm going to purchase this plot of land here, and we'll continue expanding our residential district. I'm actually going to sort of rewrite these districts a little bit now that I think about it. So I want this to be a new area. Give me this sort of smaller tool. I need something immediate size. There we go. So I'm going to make this waterfront district its own area, and what should we call this one? We're going to call it Blom, the seaside city. And Blom, what are your policies? First of all, because I want to try something new, I'm going to make it an European style area. That was probably a mistake. Everything is being rebuilt now. So hopefully we'll get more people in, and that won't affect us too badly. As far as the area goes, I'm going to call it the high-tech housing area. Let's see. And I'm also going to make it a... No, I want this to be our high-rise area, so I want that to be good. And I'm going to encourage biking through here. Oh, that really sort of did hurt our property a little bit. Let's increase give it a raise for high-density residential in the area. Let go of leisure. What's this? Leisure specialized areas stop generating tax income, but get a hefty boost in their entertainment and attractiveness value. I might have to do that, but we'll see. And then I'm going to go ahead and expand this area. It looks like that actually tanked a whole bunch of my demand for some reason. Okay, these guys are complaining about their property value. Why is that a problem? Map, show me what I need to see. Low land value. Okay, it looks like those complaints are going away. I'm not sure why they were there in the first place. That was something that I did. More problems over here in Fisherman's Horizon. Not too much I can do about that. I will rewrite this policy here. And I'm going to make it a industrial space planning. So this is going to be, yeah, it's going to be a nice industrial area for us. So it always has been, but now I'm going to make my laws a little bit more beneficial for the industry here. Oh, and now I'm suddenly in the red, so maybe that was probably not the best idea. I can't actually afford to do that right now. Sorry. Sorry. Ooh. Well, that's embarrassing. On the bright side, some of these areas are looking like they're working as intended, so that's positive. What I want to do is actually extend this waterfront area. What kind of road is that? I think that's a 4-lane with trees. Yes, it is. I'd like to sort of expand it along the water here. Just like that. Keep it going straight under this bridge. No? Come on. There we go. And that's about as far as I want to expand that at the moment. I'm going to make this area sort of a new neighborhood. This is going to be our sort of, you know, residential kind of nice little hub area, and then this is going to be our big downtown district. So I'm going to need to continue having these lanes here, and then I'm going to build a neat little downtown grid. So road like that. Let's see, is our power okay? Yeah, okay, it looks like our residential demand's shot back up, so I do want to continue the idea of actually, employing a lot of those business beneficial policies, but it's just too expensive right now. They cost too much for... It seems strange because, like, the industrial planning one, look at this. No, I need the policies. Yeah, look at this. It says, allow industry to work with more effectively by overlooking a few safety laws. It's like, you need to have 6 cents for industrial building to keep that to have that upkeep every week, but it's being more lax about it. I could understand if you were increasing the oversight, then that would be more, but here it's just looking the other way. Am I bribing my own officials to not, look at closely into safety regulations? I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. No matter though. Okay. These look good for our downtown area. I'll make a... Nope, they're actually pretty much as close as they're going to get. And then I will connect it over here between the other district below. Are these the bus line ones? They are the bus stop ones. I should probably start building buses and other public transport stuff. So this is still going to be high density. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Just gonna go ahead and paint it all in. Beautiful. And then obviously there's no power here because reasons. Because there's no power here. Let's see, water and sewage are still looking good. I'll go ahead and drop it all here. And then we need electricity. So I think the best way to do it would be to place some sort of service. What are we lacking currently? Cemetery is still fine. How about healthcare? It's looking okay, but there's only one in the center of town. There's nothing big and powerful out this far, and I don't have the money for it anyway. So at the moment, what I'm gonna have to do is just sort of jump the power like this. But I should definitely start seeing about plopping some useful utilities and other services in the center here. And then another on-off ramp. Well, I can actually extend this one now, which is good. So I think I will do that. This is unfortunately kind of tenuous. So I think I'm gonna have to... come on. Come on. Let's see, how do I... Maybe I can... come on. There's just no good way to get around it. I'm gonna have to, Oop, that is still not what I wanted. That's the second time I've done that. Let me change this to on-off ramp. Let's see. I don't see a good way to get around this issue here. Unless... maybe I could... Oh, come on, city. Let me buy another... There we go, that sort of works. It's a little janky, but it'll get the job done. At least for the moment. Now that's actually a legitimate interchange. So this neighborhood, though, people probably aren't going to be as appreciative of all the traffic. Let's actually take a look at our traffic map and see how that's looking. I can't really do a whole lot to change it at the moment, but yeah, that's sort of what I was expecting is probably an issue with the on-off ramp, because everybody's going to be trying to get into this side of town through here. So I'm going to have to build another on-off ramp section here, and then eventually I'm going to have to build on the other side of I-5. And I think the next thing that I'm going to have to do is actually build that on-off ramp over here, and then start worrying about public transport. If my citizens don't tear me to bits over the fact that they don't have any sort of criminal rehabilitation. There's also the issue of stores. There's a big demand for commercial right now, so let me take some of this high-density commercial and draw it in along the water. A little dab will do you with these buildings, so hopefully I won't need too much of it. Christ, everybody wants that prison really bad. Let's take a look at our law enforcement stuff. Let's see, crime is low, but we have a majority of our detention capability is actually already used up, so that's kind of problematic. Not much that I can do about that. I wish that I could just, educate the hell out of everybody and it'd be a lot easier. But as you can see, our city is actually currently pretty undereducated, which is problematic, but, not as bad as it could be. Electricity is still good, even at night, so I'm pretty happy with that. I really wish that I'd never bought this infernal power machine. I don't need it if it's not going to work half the game. But yeah, law enforcement is going to be an issue. And again, Doylet is worried about their property values going down, and I'm just not sure what's causing that. Is death care becoming an issue? Let's see. We don't have enough crematoriums, it looks like. I think I'll go ahead and plonk one in on this neighborhood here. That should at least help with it. But why is their property value going down? I don't get it. It's got to be all the dead bodies. And that's normally a problem with traffic, so... Though to be fair, we only did have the one cemetery crematorium set up. Or was it just the one cemetery? Is that all we had? Yeah, we did only have one cemetery, so that's actually kind of a major issue. So I'm actually going to plunk another one down here, and hopefully that'll start seeing to some of our needs as far as that goes. Do you not have water? No, you don't. There we go. Things are still looking good, though. We do have an increase in commercial and industrial. I think before too much longer, I would like to see about actually expanding over this way and setting up our mining facilities. I think I'm going to buy this area next, and that'll be our next major project. But that is 14 grand, so it's just going to be a matter of time as I save that up, and that'll be our next industrial area, is the mining town. Oh, I forgot to district these areas. So that's going to be, I'm going to make this a new one. Let's see, districting tool, here we are. Very good. And this one we'll call, what should I call this one? So I intend for this to be a, oh no, I'm going to name this something else. Since this is going to be our big downtown shopping area and high-rise stuff, that's what I want this to be called. Let's see, this household is 10 households, currently mostly adults and children. I'm going to have to put education in this area, unfortunately. It's just going to have to be something that I'm going to need. I gotta, rather than expanding my city, I'd like to drop more utilities in, but I got massive demands to continue the growth of the city, so I gotta give the people what they want. But no, in all seriousness, I think I should definitely deal with the traffic issues first, because that's going to cause a lot of issues elsewhere. So the first thing I want to do, like I said, I was going to do this next, but I want to purchase this tile. And that'll allow me to build proper on-off ramps, build this whole area out, and then make it so that way people can actually get to where they need to go on these parts. I think for this to work, let's see. I'm gonna have to look at it better in the daylight. You can see my mouse. I don't know how well you can see that, but my mouse does like have a little flashlight over it. But it's not too useful when you're trying to build major city planning. But I think this area here is where I want to drop a lot of the ore. Here. So yeah, I think that I could make this district the ore district. Let me actually draw that in. Until I can come up with a better name, this will be Ore 10. And Doylet is still concerned about its property values going down. Oh yeah, look at that. Why is this going down? Education. Education, huh? But I'm getting all the dings for properties going up. So I don't know what their problem is. Is garbage becoming an issue again? Landfill usage says 67. And I do need an incinerator. I put this kind of off long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and plunk one down there. And this one is almost completely full, so that's going to become an issue. Not much I can do in the meantime to deal with the rest of that. Maybe I can work on expanding this location over here, though. Alrighty, so I think that's going to wrap up this episode for now. My name has been Allied Camp. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more City Skylines.